And we've seen lounges like at MGM with interactive tables, special areas. Do you envision special areas of the casino devoted specifically to skill games, like lounges, bars, with interactive areas that would, actually be in addition to what we have now on the traditional rows of slot machine? That's for the panel. Anybody that wants to chime in.
I certainly have an opinion on this one, but I think 110% yes. And the reason is I think the right environment is setting a place that's fun to be and interesting to be, and then weaving the gaming into that, rather than just saying there's your gaming, right? People are going to want to go and spend time in a place where there's something to do. And when I look at, like, if you look at a resort market, I don't think you're going to end up competing with the pool that often unless somebody's sunburned to a crisp, right? What do you even want? There's plenty of money made out of the pools. That's great. But somewhere between about 2 p.m. when you had about as much sun and liquor as you could manage, and between that and maybe 10 o'clock at night, you've got a premium period, right? And there'll be other periods throughout the day, but I can tell you what, I have a number of nieces and nephews who are casino age, and what I watch them do is, like, literally when that dead zone hits, they're sitting in the room watching TV, or they're just on the phones, like, doing stuff. Like, they're all just bored. They're waiting for something to happen, right, for dinner. You park a place where it's actually cool to hang out, maybe some DJ stuff, some bottle service, or just cocktail service. But lots of same people their own age. It looks like the crazy kind of place to hang out. And then built into whether it's the furniture or whatnot, that's why I think it's probably a little bit more machine specific than just pure mobile.
Right.
I think you can offer it mobile. I do think the account-based wagering is too clunky as it stands today. It's just not taken up. It's too much hurdle to get people to sign up. But in any event, that's what I believe is that, yes, you're going to have to dedicate a certain amount of floor area to get critical mass. Because if you just stick one or two of these around, they're going to be lost. Nobody will understand them. They're probably just going to turn off players that are already there, your slot machine players, right? And be better too, because if they're going to get noisy and wild, that might be really irritating to a slot player who just wants to enjoy their slot machine game, right?
Yeah, I think that an important part of, I guess, the duty of a regulator is to really inform the player that they are playing a skill game. And I think that'll help these little mechanisms of the actually kind of congregate. It's important to tell the player that they're playing a skill game, and maybe even how much impact it has. If they don't know their skill actually has an effect on the return, then I think there might be concerns there. So you might start to see some sort of messaging or some sort of notification that, hey, you're playing a skill game. So why not kind of put those together, and then they form into a more social environment, almost the arcade portion of the gaming floor.
No, I agree with both panelists. The traditional gaming floor, at least in Atlantic City, when we first started, when I was first director, I was asking questions. Well, why do you not have certain gaming devices embedded in other parts of the casino hotel complex, whether it be bar, restaurant, pool area, a nightclub. The traditional casino floor was set meets and bounds with the cameras and protections. I got that. But as the technology is being developed, you have the mobile ability, the smartphones, and you could maybe be in your room. We broke down those barriers, and we essentially authorized these play in areas of traditional games, whether it be blackjack tables or slot machines in areas that were traditionally not allowed to have gaming product. So I think the evolution of this with skill-based is going to happen. And again, the business needs, the business development opportunities of the management will dictate. If it can be successful, they'll do it. And you mentioned MGM here in Vegas. My understanding is they're very pleased with the product, how it's structured. And told MGM, get in Borgata, you're half owner Borgata, come on back, come on in. So I guess only time will tell, Frank. I just don't know. But as a regulator, and I would say this to those, we need to be very open to innovation that allows the individuals who we regulate to compete. And we need to do it so that we're confident we can regulate it, but we can regulate these things.
Hey, you mentioned consistency before. Is there pretty much a industry-wide effort to come to a consensus on what the regulations should be? Or is it too early to tell?
I think it may be too
early to tell.
Our regs are, Nevada and us have regs published. Other states, we were talking, have some comments on it. They're very early on. They're way ahead of this game.
Right.
But they weren't thinking of this.
That's exactly it, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're in the early stages, but I'm very confident if we could be leaders and come up with something. As a regulator, I love to copy something that works in other jurisdictions and implement it in my jurisdiction. So we're very, very close to Nevada and us, and we're more than happy, as most people know, to share what we're doing to allow them to be successful in what they want to do.
Okay, great.
Too early.
With the release of any new technology, there's going to be the trailblazers. Nevada and New Jersey are doing exactly that. The industry is going to learn from those experiences. And even just since the announcement of the idea to create the regulatory structure for these games, we're starting to see a lot of ideas come through the lab just in preparation. Even though the tech standards aren't finalized and materialized yet, we're still seeing all these manufacturers create these designs, and it's kind of it's exciting. And in the meantime, our teams have been reaching out to other regulatory agencies, kind of asking for their tolerances. We want to get an idea of whether other jurisdictions are contemplating this as well. And we'd like to play a role in achieving that standardization if at all possible. And the whole idea is that as our engineers get more and more exposed to different types of games that are coming through, and then as we are having these conversations with Nevada, with New Jersey, with any other state that's contemplating it, we like to kind of collect all those regulatory approaches, the ones that are working well, and kind of capture those within a singular standard, much like we were talking about today. And, if GLI can play a role in creating, a GLI standard which is capable of capturing that, we gladly will. And frankly, we're going to be learning much from the trailblazers, the people that are creating these regulatory programs today. But with that being all in mind, we've created a working group, and we're looking to reach out to industry to truly learn this model, and we'd like to use our position in the industry to help drive that standardization as all possible.
Okay, one more question, and then I want to open it up for questions from the audience. Timetable. There's still a lot of us baby boomers out there. So, how much of a sense of urgency is this, and how long do you? What kind of time frame do you see before we start seeing actual skill-based games on the floor?
Good question. I mean, we don't have a lot of product in the lab. Maybe GLI does. I think we're in this evaluative stage. To give you a time frame, Frank, it's really out of the regulator's control. I am confident in 16 we'll see something. I really am. I do believe in 16. If you're asking first quarter, second quarter, I don't know, but certainly I could see something hitting electronic games that's going to hit in the first quarter of 16. I could. I don't know. That's me disagree.
It's really.
I've been off. I've had it since October 14th, so I'm already 16, 18 months behind.
I think it's very possible. I think it's really all dependent on the development of those, finalization of those tech standards.
Yeah.
We don't get to necessarily call those shots. We just try to analyze the game and be ready and try to mirror a testing process which matches exactly what the regulator needs. So that's kind of our position. We're just asking questions, trying to understand what the regulatory intent is. And as soon as that regulator says it's okay, our goal is to have all the analysis done, all the mathematical models already kind of complete, and the day they say it's okay and we're confident that the product actually meets those regs, we'll start issuing certifications. Hopefully that is Q1 of next year. That's just, I think there's a little bit more discussion in the next 2 months, specifically with the finalization of those tech standards, which will kind of guide that timeline.